you guys have, is it at all surprising that this has lasted for a few months now, just poor play?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Because I do feel like, since I've been here, I feel like we have a chance to be as good as any team as we've had. I mean, I really feel like that. So
you're telling me that the Yankees just made 6 moves during the trade deadline. They come back and they get swept in Miami. Aaron Boone should be fired immediately and shouldn't even do the post-game press conference today in Miami. The Yankees are not who we think they are. They are a third-place team, and they are in trouble of missing the playoffs. And at this point, I almost low-key hope they do. So Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone get fired because enough is enough. The Yankees are a fundamentally flawed team with a pushover manager and an asshole general manager who thinks he's smarter than everybody.
As good as any team as we've had. I mean, I really feel like that. So that starts with me and helping them get it out. But we got to do it. And again, I am very confident that we will. But, it has been a long enough stretch of, ups and downs, lose a few, win a few. We got to do better than that.
Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. We've got a Miami Massacre. Yankees get swept. And do you know how to beat the Yankees? Just show up to the field. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Let's go!
It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York Sports Talk for sports nuts.
Well, the Yankees have entered the seventh circle of hell, and welcome to New York Minute. The Yankees are in third place. They're a game and a half behind the Boston Red Sox in second place and 5.5 from the Blue Jays in first place. This is a meltdown. This is panic time. Every time the Yankees try to get above water, they take a cinder block and they throw it over their head. Also, the Miami Marlins moved to the first franchise to have a winning series record against the New York Yankees. They moved to 26-25 today against the Yankees' lifetime. The reason I bring this up is let's go in the Wayback Machine. Let's fire up the Wayback Machine for you young guys. 2003 Florida Marlins at the time. They had a really young team with all this talent, very similar to the New York Yankees, but they were making errors all over the place, making mental mistakes all over the place. They fired their young manager and brought in 80-year-old Jack McKean. Now, the Florida Marlins, as soon as they brought him in, went on to have one of the hottest second halves in Major League Baseball history, folks. And if you remember, they went on to beat the juggernaut New York Yankees in the 2003 World Series with a bunch of nobodies who had the same payroll as $28 million as 2 players on the New York Yankees. You ask, why do I bring this up? Because that's what should have happened to Aaron Boone's ass halfway through this season. Aaron Boone's voice is lost. Aaron Boone came in as the cool dad substitute teacher, and now he's trying to lay down the law. Well, guess what, Aaron? Way too late for that. Way too late. You can't wait till your 6th year in the league to start being a disciplinarian and taking guys down the hallway when they mess up. You should have been doing it in April. You should have been teaching these guys fundamentals and not make this into Club Med and Club Boone. So Jack McKean comes on at 80 years of age and starts to wring all the talent out of these Florida Marlins in 2003. And you ask why? Because of the dynamic. These guys are laughing at Aaron Boone on the Yankees roster right now. He's the substitute teacher, and they're throwing paper airplanes at his back. Reminds me of Robert Saleh on the Jets. Robert Saleh was saying everything was fine all the time while his house was burning behind him while he was giving the press conference. Well, guess what, Aaron Boone? Your days of being a tough guy have went out the window a long time ago. When you lost the World Series last year, when you let Nestor Cortez instead of Tim Hill, and you have more excuses than a pregnant nun, I've had it. They should have brought in a Joe Torre, Joe Girardi, or Buck Showalter this year to be a big brother, to be a grandpa, or a hard-nosed dad to these guys, because these guys are starving for discipline. These aren't veterans, Boone. You can't just set and forget it and hope these guys are going to take care of themselves. That's why for the first 3 or 4 years as a manager, you develop these guys. And also, the Yankees farm system is too busy teaching guys about exit velocity and launch angle rather than fundamentals, gritty baseball. Do you want to know how to beat the New York Yankees? Just show up to the diamond and they'll beat themselves, folks. They said it last year, the Dodgers, and everyone thought they were being assholes. Well, we saw in our game plan that just hit the ball in the infield and the Yankees will screw it up. Well, guess what? Nothing's changed since then. Brian Cashman didn't address the second base, let Gleyber Torres walk out of the goddamn door for $11 million. Also, Gleyber got benched for a lot less than Anthony Volpe last year, and hearing about his lackadaisical play, better average, more home runs, more RBIs, better pizza, Papa John's than Anthony Volpe, and Aaron Boone would lay himself over goddamn railroad tracks for this kid, and he's going to be the reason and the undoing of his profession. Gleyber Torres might go to the World Series with the Detroit Tigers. He already started the All-Star game. So is that not an admission of guilt? We just saw Oswald Peraza playing third base for the last month and a half. That's a bad general manager decision. Both things you could have taken care of in the offseason. And Hal, break out those goddamn pockets, bro. Last time I seen you take your wallet out, moths flew out of the goddamn thing. You should have went and overpaid for Bregman and got the third base taken care of. You've given us the Verdugos of the world. You should have cut bait with DJ LeMahieu and Marcus Stroman in the beginning of the year and got them out the door. Because you had a nasty mix of young guys and overpaid, lazy veterans, and that makes for a 500 ball club, and that's exactly what the Yankees have been since the goddamn Dodgers series. Now, on to Jazz Chisholm. Jazz Chisholm is a problem. I'll be the first one to say it, and as you saw on my show yesterday, and you can check it on New York Minute. That's NEWYRKMIN. My little beef, I wouldn't call it a little beef. It was actually kind of a big beef with Jazz Chisholm, where he was in my DMs and he was messaging me. I took a nap and I woke up to 4 messages, okay? This is the kind of guy that Jazz Chisholm is. He's an instigator. He's pompous. He's a prima donna. He's a diva. He designs purses. He raps, which is cool. You have legitimately like 110 days when baseball isn't going on to do all those fucking things. You can do as many purse signings as you want. You can make as many hip-hop videos as you want. In fact, I'd love to be in one, Jazz. I'd like to see them cakes fly around, but I think you have a little sugar in the tank, but that's another story for another time. The one thing that I was thinking today was, I go, didn't Jazz get ran out of Florida? I was thinking back to the story and I looked it up. And yeah, he actually did get run out of Florida because of his attitude. Now, I don't condone, these guys like cut up his cleats and shit, and I don't condone any bully stuff. In the past, some of Jazz Chisholm Jr.'s former Miami Marlins teammates, particularly Miguel Rojas, expressed concerns about his conduct and his impact on team culture. Chisholm, in turn, accused Rojas of trying to stifle his personality and create negative environment. These issues came to light through an interview on social media discussions. That's the problem, Jazz. You're on social media too much. Even your last team had the same problem. Chisholm's personality. Some players and commenters acknowledged that while Chisholm's personality and style were appealing to fans, some teammates found it excessive and unprofessional. So if Jazz is acting like that in my comments, and he's coming after me in my DMs. And once we get to 10,000 subscribers, I will release the Jazz Chisholm audio. So send this to as many people as you possibly can. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's spread the word. But I will release the Jazz Chisholm tapes of what he said to me. So, Jazz, this is the problem. There is a locker room problem with the Yankees because, I mean, I'm running out of things. They can't be this bad. They can't be this fundamentally bad. And there has to be a personality thing going on in this locker room. Either the Yankees don't listen to Boone anymore or that the leadership is lacking. And guess what, bro? Do you know what's really lacking from this team? And I hate to call it out, but Aaron Judge, where is Aaron Judge and the leadership on this team? I mean, I don't know what goes behind closed doors, but I don't see him reprimanding people, and I don't see him holding the same weight as a Derek Jeter. Do you think that Derek Jeter's teams, any of the teams that he would have played on, would act or conduct themselves like that? Or Derek would nip it in the bud immediately, or a Jorge Posada would tell the guy to quit the shit? I will throw Big G in the same boat. He's supposed to be this big brother on the team. But where are you, bro? Where are you? These guys are running roughshod, and they're doing whatever they want in the locker room. Wells, Volpe, Jazz Chisholm, playing like shit, doing whatever they want, not held accountable. So those three guys right there are the problem of the New York Yankees. And part of the problem of the New York Yankees is that we still think that these guys are good. The New York Yankees aren't a good team. They've been matched with the Colorado Rockies since the All-Star break. And even before that, guys, we saw this in the Dodgers series. We knew this was a flawed team. We know that the Yankees always try to do a rebuild at 65 miles an hour, going down the highway. And you know what? It finally caught up to them. Cashman always pull a rabbit out of his hat with getting reclamation projects in the bullpen, and it always works out. But guess what? I think your luck has run up, Brian Cashman, and I think your time has run up, Aaron Boone. But what really pains me to say it, guys, is me saying it to you right here, Aaron Boone won't be fired. Brian Cashman isn't going anywhere because at the end of the day, Aaron Boone is a puppet for Brian Cashman. I went to Fire Brian Cashman night 3 years ago, and I wore a paper bag over my head. I've known this was coming for years. The Yankees have been trying to get cute with a bad American League, and that's exactly what they did last year. They won by default. When they saw another good team like the Dodgers, you saw the glaring warts of the New York Yankees. Aaron Boone's got to go. There will be no changes until Aaron Boone leaves. You could put a mop bucket in place of Aaron Boone, and they will start winning games. I'm telling you, especially in baseball. Change for change's sake has to happen. Joe Torre got fired. Joe Girardi took a nothing Yankees team and brought them and lost in Game 7 to the ALCS against the Houston Astros, who were cheating and had sensors the whole goddamn time.
Cabrera this afternoon, just what was he doing that made him so effective?
Yeah, I thought I thought Cabrera was, that's one of the better outings we've seen probably much of the year. Good fastball, that changeup he throws or split or whatever at 94 that's almost like a two-seamer. I thought that was really effective, and then he was landing his breaking ball, both slider and curveball. So, great at bat by Grish to get us going there, but then he kind of settled in and got a lead, obviously. And
so you're telling me that the Yankees just made 6 moves during the trade deadline. They come back and they get swept in Miami. Aaron Boone should be fired immediately and shouldn't even do the post-game press conference today in Miami. The Yankees are not who we think they are. They are a third-place team, and they are in trouble of missing the playoffs. And at this point, I almost low-key hope they do. So Brian Cashman and Aaron Boone get fired because enough is enough. The Yankees are a fundamentally flawed team with a pushover manager and an asshole general manager who thinks he's smarter than everybody and will keep feeding us the same food over and over and over until we keep asking for seconds. By the way, Yankee Stadium has turned into Madison Square Garden, and that is the problem of the New York Yankees. The New York Yankees remind me of Rocky III when they lose the eye of the tiger. Now, the Yankees were hungry in the 90s, and then you had the house that George built. In 2009, they won the World Series, and then George dies in 2010. Now, what I mean by this is that the Yankees have averaged 4 million people a year since they've had the new stadium. So now Yankee Stadium is a destination zone. You have to go there with your friends and party before you leave town when you're in New York. So now what the Yankees have done is the old light bulb's gone off. Let's give the fans two big players like Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge. That will fill up the seats. Let's give them luxury boxes and giveaways and George Costanza bobblehead nights. That will do the ticket. And as the Yankees stuff their pockets with cash and have led Major League Baseball with #1 in revenue made in the past whatever, they don't need to make the team any better. They need to make the team okay. They need to not have a losing season. Done. And let's get into the wild card. And now everybody gets into the wild card. So what I mean by MSG is for the last 25 years, the Knicks have been terrible until now, and they've sold out every night. Third in the NBA in revenue every year, and they were terrible. So when you have a stadium like this, and you have built the Frankenstein of the new look Yankees, this is what you're going to get. Lackluster, soulless baseball. And baseball is a soul sport, baby. You either got it or you don't. Either you're a gamer or you're not. Either you're a ball player or you're just a prima donna who likes to hit home runs into nothing. And also, these guys' numbers, like a Jazz Chisholm and Austin Wells, these numbers are disgusting. Jazz Chisholm has 45 RBIs. When I grew up, if a guy had 45 RBIs, he'd be sent to AAA. They'd be talking about what was wrong with him. And this guy thinks he is better than everybody and hasn't won shit. He went to the All-Star game when he didn't deserve to be there, and then he goes into the home run derby and fucks his swing. Because guess what? The only guy that Jazz thinks about is Jazz Chisholm. Let's go to Aaron Boone's post-game press conference. Let's see if he's still got a job.
He was tough on us.
Did you feel like it was all Cabrera stuff, or did you feel like the approach could have been better?
I thought it was a lot of Cabrera. I thought we had better at bats today than yesterday. Even when we were getting held down there for a while, I thought we stung a couple balls. Grish had another ball good to second. He was.
So this is going to be the spin from the New York Yankees. We ran into a pitching buzzsaw, and that's why we got swept. It's not from the terrible coaching. Look at his eyes. You think that's a good manager? It's not from the coaching. It's not from the lackadaisical play. It's not from the bonehead play. It's because we ran into a pitching buzzsaw. I swear to Christ, man, they get the excuse book out, and they just number 1100. Let's go with this one today because the dartboard is wearing out. The how to lose dartboard is wearing out. So now the excuse book breaks out after the dartboard goes down.
Landing his breaking ball, both slider and curveball. So, great at bat by Grish to get us going there, but then he kind of settled in and got a lead, obviously, and he was tough on us.
Did you feel like it was all Cabrera stuff, or did you feel like the approach could have been better?
I thought it was a lot of Cabrera. I thought we had better at bats today than yesterday. Even when we were getting held down there for a while, I thought we.
Luis Hiel did not look impressive. His first start back. Maybe they're just taking him really carefully and they're treating him with kid gloves. But today did not impress me, and they were waiting on him big time. So, and then also what troubled me a little bit was Luis Hiel said through his interpreter before the game, this is like the equivalent of my major league debut again. And that I was like, shit. I should have went to my phone and put $200 on FanDuel because the Yankees to lose, because I was like, no, you should be treating this like any other game. You're going to gas out. The adrenaline's going to be running. And once you mentally put a game like that, it should just be another game, dude. And I don't know, man. I don't know what they do in this farm system. They should get a shrink in there 24 hours a day. Or they should get my dad, Kev Sr., to put these guys through a boot camp with a Vietnam vet for a week and a half. These guys would be playing like the Harlem Globetrotters in about 5 minutes. My dad'd be like, hey, Volpe, get over here, you dumbass. Why don't you get on one knee and back your hand up so you don't mess them up? And when you throw the ball, you throw it overhand. My dad could fix the Yankees in 2 seconds, but you know what? They got to get a bunch of guys from Harvard and MIT who have never played the game to tell your whole franchise how to run everything.
Stung a couple balls. Grish had another ball, good to second. Benny Rice just missed one, to the fence. Jazz smoked one to right. So I thought we had some better, in-game at-bats against him, but just, I thought he was tough. The makings of a very good club, but obviously we haven't
Get around.
that we're gonna get it together, but that's all it is right now is, it's empty until we start doing it.
What keeps you confident? Like, why do you believe that they're capable of turning it around?
I think we got a really good team out there. And that gives me confidence. But it's on me, it's on us, it's on all of us to pull it out and pull it out together. But I think we have the makings of a very good club, but
Dead man walking. If you keep talking like this, Boone, you're donezo. Okay, you should have went in there. Hey, maybe what took him so long, because this interview took a little bit longer to come out today. Maybe he was turning over tables in the locker room with these guys. Maybe he was holding them accountable. We don't know what goes behind closed doors. But Aaron Boone never reprimands or hold these guys accountable in public. So we put all our vitriol on this dude because he's not telling us what's going on. I think if we were a little bit more informed of the situation going on, we wouldn't be that pissed off at Boone. We'd probably be more pissed off at the players and Brian Cashman. But you even saw Aaron Boone lacing into his first base coach. He should have laced into Jazz Chisholm with that energy that he did the first base coach.
obviously we haven't shown it consistently enough.
Yes, sir.
You got a problem in sports now is that these guys are making so much more money than the manager. And just like Joe Girardi, he got fired because he was telling Gary Sanchez to work on his defense 5 times a week. Gary Sanchez went to the front office and was like, this guy's too old school. This guy's too hard on us. This guy's going to burn us out. And what did they do? They ran down and they fired Joe Girardi. Joe Girardi was, you could set your watch to about 90 wins every year for whoever he coached. He even coached Tampa Bay for the coach of the year. I mean, he's a good coach. And the game is passing by, they say, but no. I bet you any amount of money, dollars to donuts, you're going to start seeing, like I said before, Jack McKeon. You're going to start seeing that trend with younger teams like a Dusty Baker. I think Dusty Baker would be great for this team. He's actually coached Nicaragua in the World Baseball Classic, but I would love to see a Dusty Baker on this team. Or a Ron Washington, who had that health scare and then was eating 12 wings the next day on TV, which was pretty wild.
Jazz was saying that he feels like the team has been pressing a bit. Do you get that sense too?
Maybe at times, different stretches in here. I thought we went through a week defensively where we're pressing a little bit. The thing I'm still excited about, even though this weekend is, we've shored up, the area in the pen that, was a struggle there for a while. And, I feel like that's going to reveal itself here. So yeah, when when you have a lot of expectations and you feel like you're a good club and you're capable of doing a lot of things, that comes into play sometimes a little bit. But you got to get over that. That's part of being a good team. That's part of being a big leaguer is you got to deal with those kind of things. So
I've said it before. I'll say it again. The Yankees, since I've been watching them for 34 years, if you want to beat the Yankees, well, with these Yankees, just show up to the ball field. But if you want to beat the Yankees historically, throw a guy out there they've never seen. They turn these guys into Cy Young. Dudes who will be in the league for 6 months and get DFA'd will look like Cy Young against the New York Yankees. I don't know what it is. guys that that they got the book on them. So I just don't know what it is. And this Miami Marlins team is now at 500. And New York Met fans, watch out, because the Marlins always play the Mets well at the end of the season. So, the Yankees lose. They get swept. And I'm not going to listen to any more of Aaron Boone because I don't want to get sick and ruin the rest of my Sunday. So there you go. The Yankees head into Texas this week. Texas has been playing very well. Then they have the Astros next week. So I want to say something to you guys. We could be looking next Sunday at the funeral for the New York Yankees season. I did it 3 years ago in August when I went to the Houston series. If the Yankees do not win the series against the Texas Rangers and then show up against the Houston Astros and lose that, the season's over. And the Yankees should have been sellers and not buyers. And they should have rebuilt from the ground up. Get rid of Wells, get rid of Volpe, get rid of Stroman, get rid of DJ, get rid of Jazz, keep Ben Rice, keep Dominguez, trade Trent Grisham off, trade Bellinger off. They should have reloaded. They should have got ready for 26 when you have a starting rotation of Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Schlittler, Warren, and Luis Hiel. That's what I would have done. But what you can do is go to New York Minute. That's NEWYRKMIN on Instagram. Don't forget to like and subscribe right here on YouTube. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby.